Four new stories from Ethiopia for you. Russia Tigray conflict is keeping me extremely busy. But I'm trying to update you about Ethiopian developments as well. Hopefully, in coming days, we'll focus more on Ethiopia. Four updates from Ethiopia for you viewers. Firstly, China has appointed a special envoy for the Horn of Africa. We know that last year Chinese foreign minister visited Kenya and Eritrea. During his visit, he had announced that China would appoint a special envoy for this region. Now, this envoy has been appointed. Secondly, we know that a controversy has been going on between Ethiopian Orthodox Church and Addis Ababa government. The church claims the ownership of Meskel Square of Addis Ababa. Addis Ababa government rejects this claim. Now, another religion, believers of this religion are claiming the ownership of this square. What is the name of this religion? Who are these believers? They're not Christians. Thirdly, viewers, Amhara regional government has launched a crackdown on Fano trainers and some Fano recruits too. We have confirmation, we've received confirmation from Gojam where this crackdown is underway. And lastly, today some Tigray-backed news sources shared evidence that Eritrean soldiers are fighting in Afar. They are supporting Afar fighters. Tigray has officially claimed that Afar are supported by Eritrean forces. But this is the first time that Tigray-backed news sources have shared some evidence. What is this evidence? We'll have a look at that. Firstly, viewers, China has appointed a special envoy for the Horn of Africa. Senior diplomat Zhui Bing has been appointed as special envoy for the Horn of Africa. That just shows how important this region is for China. China has its presence in Djibouti. China has a naval base there, I think. China has investments in South Sudan, in Ethiopia as well. We saw Wang Yi, Chinese foreign minister, visit Kenya and Eritrea last year. So this region is of importance for China. We know that already a special envoy of the US is working for this region, David Satterfield, who replaced Jeffrey Feltman a few weeks ago. China has huge investments in Africa, viewers, and China wants to secure these investments by appointing special envoys to remain in touch with the governments in the Horn of Africa, other parts of Africa too. Can this appointment have any impact on the ongoing Ethiopia-Tigray conflict? Can China be a mediator to resolve this conflict? I don't think so. China has not been seen mediating in African countries, in the Horn of Africa. We haven't seen China playing a mediatory role. Let's see what happens here. Secondly, Ethiopian Orthodox Church has been claiming the ownership of Meskel Square of Addis Ababa. We have seen frictions between the church, Orthodox Church, and Addis Ababa government. Then Addis Ababa mayor, visited church headquarters a week ago, and she tried to diffuse the tensions. Now, another controversy is emerging. Another religion is claiming the ownership of this place, Meskel Scare. What is the name of this religion? Waqeffanna is of a religion in Ethiopia. It's mostly practiced by Oromos. There are more than 1 million followers of this religion, Waqeffanna. I hope my pronunciation is correct about the name of this religion. And followers of this religion are called Waqefetas. They celebrate different programs, holy events like Iricha. Iricha festival, celebrated twice a year, is celebrated by this religion, Waqeffanna. Now, Finfine Waqefeta Believers Union has written a letter to Addis Ababa mayor. Followers of this religion claim that Meskel Square is the ownership of this faith, Waqeffanna, and they're calling upon Addis Ababa mayor to grant title deed of Meskel Square to the followers of Waqeffanna. So now two religions are claiming the ownership of Meskel Square, situated in Addis Ababa, capital of Ethiopia. Could it be a way of putting pressure upon Ethiopian Orthodox Church that followers of a religion have been urged to claim the ownership of this place, Meskel Square? It could be an attempt by some sections to pressurize the church too. Let's see how Addis Ababa government responds to this claim of Waqefetas. Will Adnach Ababe go to meet the elders of this religion too, just like she went to meet church elders, Orthodox church elders? Let's see. Thirdly, viewers, crackdown on Fano trainers and Fano recruits is underway in Gojam. Gojam is the headquarters of Fano because top commanders like Master Shah and Zamina Kasi, they are from Gojam. And in Gojam, forces have launched a crackdown. Regional forces or federal forces, we don't know. But a trainer of Fano was under pressure. His name is Ediso. His house was raided. His house was surrounded by security officials yesterday. He was told to surrender. He did not surrender. There was an engagement as well. Several Fano recruits were arrested in some parts of Gojam. In more than one areas of Gojam, crackdown on Fano recruits and Fano trainers is being confirmed. Could it be due to internal conflict in Fano that some commanders are backing this crackdown on some other sections, some other factions of Fano? Or is it a policy of Amhara regional government to keep Fano under pressure? Whatever the reason of this crackdown is, but sources on the ground are confirming that Fano recruits, Fano commanders, Fano trainers in Gojam are being targeted by security forces. Lastly, viewers, Tigray government has been claiming that Afar forces are supported by Eritrean fighters. That Red Force is being launched by Eritreans in Afar against Tigray Defense Force. It is official position of Tigray government. In an official statement, Tigray made this claim. Now, Tigray-backed news sources have shared some evidence. In a video, Tigray-backed news sources say that Eritrean soldiers who are fighting in Afar, they're using two ID cards. One ID card is from Afar and the other ID card is from Eritrea. If they are arrested, if they're taken prisoner, they pretend to be Afars and they show their Afar ID cards. Actually, they are from Eritrea. It's difficult to distinguish between Eritrean Afars and Ethiopian Afars. Both are Afars. They speak the same language, and we know that in Eritrean Defense Force there are Afars there. There is large number of Afar soldiers in Eritrean Defense Force. So it would be difficult to distinguish between an Afar soldier of Eritrean Defense Force or an Afar soldier, Afar official of Afar Special Force. Now, Tigray says it has some evidence in the form of these ID cards. Tigray back news sources have shared some pictures, some ID cards, which they have recovered from these Eritrean fighters. Watch this video clip shared by Tigray-backed DWTV, claiming that Afars are supported by Eritrean fighters who have dual ID cards. Thanks for watching.
منأسي عفار بجدي تجفيفهم ناو وتدرنا كأتيو بمقبار كاب سلت أنا مهاب جميرو كساب عودو بمستاف أب مونغوتهم هزبتات زلو سنة قربتنا نمكرحان قد نافت زلو هدراتو الكاملة خيساي سفوركي ናይ ክልተ ሃገራት መለለይ መንነት ካርድ ሒዞም እዮም ተረኺቦም ንኣብነት ኣብ ኢደ ዘሎ ዓብዱ መሐመድ ዝተባሃለ ኤርትራዊ እዩ ሓደ ናይ ኤርትራ ካርድ መለለይ መንነት ካርድ ሒዙ እቲ ካልኣይ ድማ ናይ በዓላ ነባር ምዃኑ ዘመላኽት መለለይ መንነት ካርድ ሒዞ ኣሎ እዚ መለለይ መንነት ካርድ ድማ ሙሐዲን ዑስማን ቀድሊ ዝተባሃለ ኤርትራዊ ኣብ 1996 ከመቆጻጽር ኣውሮፓውያን ማለት እውን ቅድሚ 26 ዓመታት ኣብ ሳዋ ሰልጢኑ ዝወደሉን ቃለ መሐላ ዝኣተወሉን ካርድ እዩ ኣብቲ ካርድ ሰፈረ ጽሑፍ ድማ ከምዚ ይብል ካብ ኩሉ ጸቢብ ናይ ወገንን ሃይማኖትን ስምዒት ሓራብ ምዃን ንሓድነት ህዝቢ ኤርትራ ክሕሉን ከማዕበልን ንዕላማታት ሃገራዊ ኣገልግሎት ክሰርሕ እሙን ጽኑዕ ጻዕረኛ ሓቀኛ ውፉይ ወራስሕ ድርጀጋኑ ስዋኣት ክኸውን ብስም ስዋኣት ኣብ ቅድሚ ህዝበይን መንግስተይን እምሕለለኹ ይብል ነዚ ቅድሚ 26 ዓመታት ዝመሓለው ማሕላ ጠሊሙ ምእንተ ህዝቢ ኤርትራ እንተይኮነስ ነቲ ዓብላሊ ምብራቅ ኣፍሪካ ክኸውን የዝብል ሕልሚ ኢሳያስ አፈወርቂ ከግህድ ኣብ ዘይምልከቶ ውግኣትዩ ከንቱ ሞት ዝሞተ ኤርትራዊ ሙሐዲን ዑስማን ጥራሕ እንተይኮነስ ብርክት ዝበሉ ኤርትራውያን እዮም ውልቀ